legends of giants, echoes of ancient mysteries. A rumble shakes the ground beneath your feet, a sound that might once have been mistaken for thunder, or perhaps the echo of a giant's stride. For centuries, legends have whispered of colossal beings whose everyday lives were as enigmatic as their towering forms. Were they mere figments of an overactive imagination? Or did ancient giants truly walk among us, leaving behind traces of their existence in the very fabric of history? Deep within dusty manuscripts and half-forgotten carvings, the stories of these giants emerge. Ancient texts from across the globe, from the epic verses of Greek poets to the cryptic writings of biblical scholars, speak of beings of immense stature who mingled with ordinary men and women. These were not just warriors or mythical monsters. They were said to be part of everyday life, tending to the land, forging tools, and even partaking in the rituals of ancient society. Imagine a world where the boundaries between myth and reality blur. Picture a bustling market in an ancient city, where, among the crowd, a giant walks calmly, its head nearly brushing the sky, yet with eyes that exude wisdom and gentleness. This giant might have been the caretaker of ancient orchards, sharing his harvest with villagers who marveled at both his kindness and his enormity. Such accounts paint a picture not of terror, but of coexistence, a reminder that greatness sometimes comes in unexpected forms. Archaeological digs in remote corners of the world have uncovered massive footprints etched into riverbeds and strange, oversized tools that defy conventional explanation. Some researchers argue that these findings are evidence of an ancient race that dwarfed even the largest of modern humans. Skeptics dismiss these claims as misinterpretations or the exaggerations of folklore. Yet, the mystery endures. What if these traces are not hoaxes or natural anomalies, but the lingering evidence of a time when giants were as real as the stones beneath our feet? Delving into the past, we encounter puzzling tales that challenge modern understanding. In the annals of ancient Near Eastern lore, a colossal figure known as Og, the king of Bashan, is described as ruling a land so vast that his palace cast shadows over entire villages. His story, steeped in a mixture of fear and reverence, suggests a society where giants were not the exception, but perhaps a significant presence. How would a giant integrate into the daily rhythms of ancient life? Imagine the challenges of navigating doorways built for average-sized folk, or the ingenious adaptations required to craft clothing, tools, and even weapons to suit a body of such grand proportions. Consider, too, the social dynamics at play. In a world where gods and mortals often mingled, a giant might have been seen as both a blessing and a curse. Their immense strength could be revered, yet their very existence might provoke envy or fear. Political alliances could hinge on the support of a giant, whose allegiance might tip the scales in a war or a rebellion. There is a tantalizing possibility that these ancient behemoths held positions of power, quietly influencing decisions that shaped the fate of nations. Could it be that the giants were the unsung architects of monumental achievements, their contributions obscured by the passage of time and the bias of written history? In the realm of art and culture, echoes of the giant myth resonate as well. Ancient sculptures and reliefs, though eroded by time, sometimes depict figures of exaggerated size, a possible nod to a once-believed reality. Were these merely symbolic representations of divine strength, or did they serve as subtle historical records of beings who once roamed the earth? Some historians argue that the giants of legend were later rationalized into myth as societies grew more structured, their extraordinary traits woven into cautionary tales and moral allegories. Yet, the line between fact and fiction grows ever thinner. Modern technology has allowed us to peer deeper into the past, analyzing fossils and geological formations with unprecedented precision. And still, the debate rages on. Some scientists propose that what we call giants were simply individuals with a rare genetic condition, gigantism that gave rise to exceptional height. But if that were the case, could a few tall individuals explain the ubiquity of giant lore found in disparate cultures, from the Mediterranean to the Americas? The sheer volume of stories suggests something more, a shared human memory of a time when larger-than-life beings might have walked the earth. One particularly intriguing case comes from the high plateaus of ancient Mesopotamia, where local legends speak of a giant who shaped the landscape, carving rivers and mountains with his bare hands. While mainstream historians dismiss these stories as mere myth, local tribes have preserved them for generations, passing down oral traditions that describe daily life in astonishing detail. According to these tales, giants were not reclusive hermits but active members of their communities. They farmed vast tracts of land, built monumental structures, and even engaged in friendly rivalries and competitions. In one account, a giant was said to have won a contest of strength by uprooting an entire tree, a feat that, while seemingly fantastical, symbolizes the profound connection between these beings and the natural world. Then there's the fascinating interplay between giants and the natural environment. Some theories propose that the towering rock formations and colossal stone structures scattered across ancient landscapes are not solely the work of human hands, but could be remnants of a civilization guided by giants. These structures, often dismissed as the result of primitive construction techniques, might instead be evidence of a forgotten era when the laws of physics were interpreted on a much grander scale. The possibility that giants once shaped the very terrain we live on invites us to rethink the origins of our natural world, a mystery that continues to captivate the imagination of researchers and adventurers alike. As we sift through layers of myth, science, and folklore, one truth emerges. The everyday life of ancient giants, whether fact or fiction, offers a profound window into the human psyche. Their stories remind us that our ancestors were not always bound by the ordinary constraints of size and strength. They dreamed, they labored, and they forged societies that still echo in our modern world. The giants, real or imagined, challenge us to consider the vast spectrum of possibility that exists in our collective past. In the end, the question remains: were ancient giants the everyday denizens of a bygone era, or are they simply a captivating myth, a metaphor for the extraordinary potential of the human spirit? Perhaps the answer lies not in definitive proof, but in the space where science and legend intertwine. What is certain is that the mystery of the giants compels us to look deeper into history, to question what we think we know, and to embrace the wonder of the unknown. If the idea of ancient giants capturing the daily rhythms of life sparks your curiosity, join the conversation. Share your thoughts on whether these monumental beings were a tangible part of our past or merely the product of ancient storytelling. Like, subscribe, and comment below, because every legend begins with a question, and every question is a doorway to discovery. Stay curious, and let the mysteries of history inspire your journey forward.